Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Beaten Trail. We are here for another episode. Just a quick question I had for everybody, that if you had $50,000, what would you buy? If you had $50,000 to buy a ride, what would you buy? And so we're just going to go over a couple questions because we are happy with our ride now, but we want to do more of the rock climbing and specialty riding that we love so much in Tennessee and in West Virginia. So we're just going to do a little bit of review of that for a question. Just once again, I wanted to thank everybody for being a subscriber, and especially for our members who have been joining lately that get special access to a lot of the special videos that we make ahead of time. You get to see some of them, and some are behind the scenes only for members. So thanks again. You can check out all that information there. I just wanted to say that, we really appreciate all the feedback we get. So I do want to just go through a couple questions of really, what is your opinion on what ride would you buy if you had $50,000? When you're asking this question, what is the purpose of the ride? Where will you ride? What models are available? Accessories and overall cost. So the purpose of the ride is to do more harder trails and rock climbing, much like we did in Tennessee, Windrock and Royal Blue, and just a lot of the more difficult trails. Now, we really do enjoy our Yamaha XTR, but it is not a super big rock climber. You're not really going to put more than 32-inch tires on there. We just wanted to go over what other models there were to the whole process. So what models were available. So really, some of the choices we have would be the Pro R. And, for $50,000, I know that you can go ahead and get a basic unit. Now, I know that price listed there is certainly not going to be with fees and taxes and everything. So if you allocate 10 grand, you probably could get some accessories, bumpers, maybe 33-inch tires. I think you can get on this. But this is a big unit. This is obviously, it's probably one of the more powerful ones along with Can-Am's. 74-inch is going to be a bigger model. But once you get everything loaded up, the question is, is this something suitable? People that watch a channel also like the Maverick R, and this about the same thing, $35,000. Except the fact that you're going to pay 10 grand or more and bring you up to that 50K model. We did have another sighting here. This looks like Kawasaki's coming into the mix. And this is just off of the KRX forum. Credit due where everybody finds these spy photos. It's supposed to be more than 200 horsepower. It seems to be a pretty hefty model. So those are really what you have choice-wise when you're looking for something big like that. Yamaha does not have a rock climber, in my opinion, that really show you that kind of performance and climbing. So back to the question, overall cost, we're looking at $50,000. So some other things that we have to take into account: trailer storage. Have an 8.5 by 8.5 wide. A 74-inch model may just fit. Probably would have to get another trailer, get something open. And storage, you have to be able to store this somewhere. And if you do get a 2 or 4-seater, it will be much bigger. 2 or 4-seater, that's the question. I know a lot of people with a longer wheelbase feel it's a bit of a cheat to have a 4-seater, but if you have the room or you're going to be bringing extra people, that's a great reason, but also the longer wheelbase for some rock climbing. Width is, we always talk about this. If you're going to have a 64-inch model, then you're going to have to go with a Pro XB or an X3, something that is going to be able to be permitted in some of the other states that only allow 64. If you're out in the dunes and you're in the desert, that doesn't really matter. Then you'll have the larger width. So I guess the question is, would you, if you had $50,000, and we're certainly not giving it away, and we haven't won the lottery, so this is theoretical, but if we had $50,000, would we trade in our unit and have a different one? Well, of course, you have to have room for this. Do you have room for 2 units? and one just for standard riding and one to have for rock climbing. So that's a question. We would probably have more than one unit, and we've had it in the past. And we also have the Grizzly just for ATV trails and some specialty episodes. But the question here is, what would you how would you decide? YouTube, reviews, word of mouth, reliability, repair history. No matter what kind of ride you get, we've had problems with our Polarises. I know people that have problems with Can-Ams, but if you really built them up, you're going to have the same reliability, I think, no matter where you go. Some of the other questions I didn't put in here, I know there's tariffs. Some news article have been stating that, well, if Polaris is making their units in Mexico, is that going to add money from the current administration to cost? So would that possibly make you buy a used one? Now, I didn't put that in here either, but when you buy a used one, if you know what you're doing and you have someone to give it a once over, that's fine. You don't know its history. It's not like you can get a Carfax for a used Pro R. But that is some of the questions that we have, and we want to hear from you in the comments. What would you buy? What ride would you buy with $50,000? So please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear. And just back to the question at hand is, we appreciate everybody having a little bit of input here. Be sure to check out our subscription on our member information. We have a lot of rides out there which we don't show on the regular channel for viewers. So go ahead and join our membership. We do appreciate you clicking on our Amazon links as well when you go shopping. Just overall, really big thanks to everybody who's been reaching out. We are currently looking for someone to ride with us. We'll put that video in the description here. We're looking for someone to film for us, and we've gotten a lot of email responses for that. So if you're interested, we would be compensating you for your gas and your ride and travel. So we're still getting flooded with a lot of comments on that, and we're still a ways away from deciding what we're going to do. But please drop us a note and go ahead and let's see. I got to put a ticker up here. So that would be where you email us at thebeatentrailllc@gmail.com. Just a big thanks again to our main sponsor, Ride Royal Blue ATV Resort, as well as AOAA Trails. We have Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area sponsors the Beaten Trail as well. Boy, I got too many to show really here, but we do appreciate having everybody on board. Send us a note, and we look forward to your comments in the comment section. So until then, we'll see you out there on the trail. Thanks again. Thank you to our sponsors, Ride Royal Blue, as well as the Potter County ATV UTV Club and Lit Industries. Reach out to Pine Grove Yamaha for sales and service and so much more. Thank you, AOAA, for sponsoring the Beaten Trail. Thank you to all our partners. We appreciate having you along for the ride. Be sure to check out our store for merchandise, shirts, and hats, and so much more. Until then, we appreciate you watching, and we will see you out there on the trail. Thanks.